Arrington's sole heir, and all this wealth will belong to him sooner or later. He just wants to take some of it in advance. Arrington is somewhat helpless about this, since Vincent is his only blood relative. Seeing that Arrington will not budge, Vincent puts down the knife he had been playing with. Arrington breaks out in a cold sweat. The dagger is exactly the weapon that killed him. Before leaving, Vincent tells him that he must get the money tonight, or his creditors will not let him off, and he cannot guarantee he won't do something extreme. Just as Arrington is about to leave, he unexpectedly sees his wife, who has just gotten off work, behaving intimately with another man. He suspects she is unfaithful. Carol explains that nowadays people greet each other with kisses. It's simply a friendly gesture. She then complains that Arrington often neglects her because of work. Aside from piles of cash, he has never given her any warmth. To prevent the situation from escalating, Arrington asks her not to associate with that man anymore. However, Carol bluntly states that she will go to the theater with him tonight. Fortunately, Arrington does not forget his main purpose. Finding the person who intends to harm him is the priority. He writes down the suspects in a notebook, but looking at it, it seems everyone could be the culprit. After struggling for a while, he decides to stop overthinking it. Since the murder is inevitable, perhaps if he simply waits in the room until night, he will learn the answer. Late at night, Arrington sits on the sofa waiting for the killer. At that moment, the assistant, who has already been fired, returns. He cautiously calls out Arrington's name. When no one responds, he heads upstairs. Seeing the assistant return unexpectedly, Arrington immediately assumes he is the killer. But only minutes later, a car pulls up outside. It is his wife and the man from earlier returning. Although her behavior is outrageous, Arrington has little time left. All his previous deductions seem to be wrong. Arrington gathers everyone in the house for a meeting. He tells them that someone among them intends to murder him tonight, and he will question each of them. First, he rules out his nephew Vincent. After all, no murderer would sleep like a log before committing the crime. The prime suspect is the assistant, who was just fired.
Just what did you come back for tonight?
I forgot something.
Oh, I see. What was it? Let me see it.
I couldn't find it.
The assistant's response only deepens Arrington's suspicion, since replacing him as a writer is a strong motive. But the assistant denies ever having such thoughts, and says Arrington must be suffering from paranoia. His wife is also puzzled by his behavior. Although they have shared a bed for over 10 years, Arrington still cannot fully trust her, especially because of the man sitting beside her, Benson. If she were to leave with Benson directly, she would lose Arrington's money. But there is a perfect solution. The two of them could kill him together. That way she could inherit his wealth as a widow and be with Benson. The most suspicious part is that the play was supposed to end at 11, yet they returned early. Carol explains that the show was too boring. Benson laughs and says that what Arrington described does sound tempting, but he is not foolish enough to commit murder for a woman. After questioning everyone, Arrington finds nothing. He regrets not agreeing earlier to relive the murder. As if the angel has heard his request, he calls and says it's possible. However, whether he can clearly see the killer depends on Arrington himself. Arrington tells everyone about his death and resurrection, and says that in 10 minutes he will be stabbed to death with this dagger, and this time he will consciously see the killer's face. To give the killer an opportunity, he asks